3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Forex Trading Show. Forex trading live every weekday morning. Real trades, real profits, zero analysis. Set back, relax, and get ready to profit. And now, your host, Terry from FXWithTerry.com.
Welcome, fellow Forex traders. Live Thursday morning update. Quite a few things happening in the last 24 hours. I'll try to explain this. I'm also still sick, so welcome to my world. Just kind of like all nasally, so we'll see if I can get through this. I've also noticed in the last few days the audio was absolute shit. Nobody said a word until after. So before we get going, I can't tell. I guess I could go listen to myself over top of. Let me know what you think about the audio. Can you hear me clearly? I'll wait as we look at the current open free signal. And it's been as high as a $37,000 blue profit. So we'll see what happens. I know there's a delay, so I'm going to wait because I've deleted. Derek says much better no static. That's it. It's like it's so random. I wish I could get better sound. I've got the best mic you can buy. I've got the best system. It just doesn't. It's just not that loud. So see if I can bring this a little bit closer. So the idea here is that there was an anomaly that everyone has lost their shit over in the system, which is simple as this. There was a bottleneck. The system was taking all of the trades, sending all of the trades out, but they got bottlenecked up. And I'm being general with you here because the technical side would be hours worth of boring. Basically, the trades were all being taken in the system and showing on my end, and there was a bottleneck in terms of them being sent out. There was just it was a blockage in the system. It's never happened before. It won't happen again. It's the most random thing I've ever seen. And frankly, I didn't notice that it was happening for a couple days because I'm looking at the main system and it's taking trades. Everything's fine. On yesterday's live, I took a look at it and I went, something's amiss. But I can't figure out what it is. Something just doesn't look right. Because at the beginning of the week, I was like, hey, I think the market is flat. It wasn't the market at all. It was the system simply had a bottleneck. And what happened, when I finally figured out the bottleneck, I knew what was going to happen. I knew that it was going to send you all of the trades that you missed. Now, unfortunately, up to that, not unfortunately, but as an occurrence that happened. Here's something that happened in between there. In the 10 pip hybrid feed, I did some manual trades to make sure that the math was going to work out. I basically just added the additional level of lot sizes that had not been sent, and I updated the take profits. So it was just a few trades. And once I realized what the bottleneck was, I knew that all of these trades were going to get sent all at once. But I also know the system. The system is not price specific. The system is not entry specific. It is mathematical. 100% math is what this system is. The entries are great, but again, it's not crucial on the entry. And more importantly, it's not crucial on the entry price. So here's a good example. We didn't have any free signal. A free signal popped. A free signal, and I just kind of let it randomly choose. It, of course, chose the most active trade in the overall system. So it entered NZD CAD mathematically. So you'll notice that the lot sizes 50, 44, 38, 33, 29. That's all mathematical. And you'll notice since the later trades in a sequence were profitable, guess what? Every trade open right now is profitable. So it looks odd, but it's just math. It's just math. And I may dive into someone's detailed questions. I appreciate the detail you guys got, but I'd have to say you're overthinking all of this. Like, it's funny because it was almost as if people were like, "Hey Terry, what's happening?" And listen, I know everything that's happening at every second, all the time. I knew that there was a bottleneck. I couldn't quite figure out where it was. Like, I just did not see it. And in fact, the main algorithm was taking all the proper trades. So I'm like, it's there in front of me. Luckily, I have a bunch of test accounts, and I can kind of see what you guys see. So it's fixed. I basically opened the tap. All of the trades came through. And, of course, there was a lot of panic thinking that that was an error. It doesn't matter what price it entered at. What matters is, based off of the proper take profit, what matters is that you have the proper lot size, total lot size that my system has sent, because that's part of the math, and the take profit. And your account does not need the take profit. The main account needs the proper take profits, right? Because when the main account trade closes, yours closes. Doesn't matter whether you have the take profit or not. And there's my first voice cough today. Let me sip a little coffee. 8 days I've been sick. Absolutely out of nowhere. In fact, there's something going around here in Michigan and Ohio. Everybody's sick. My dad, unfortunately, just got sick. So it's the craziest thing this time of year, June. Why do we all have major sinus infections and major colds? It was probably more than that because I had a fever. I really hadn't eaten for about 4 or 5 days. So I want to get better. I want to launch this video. Everything's ready to go. I need to record the audio. And I don't think, I'm probably a day or two away from being able to record the audio. I get it. It sucks. But I want to put something out there that's quality. And there's no rush. There's no rush. This information that I've been talking about releasing to you for, month and a half now? There's no rush. It's extremely important. It will be highly valuable. So what could you do as you're looking at this free signal here? I know it looks pretty outrageous. The price is actually pulling back a little bit. You'll see that green candle there on the 4 hour. The take profit is down below, and we're going to get there. We're going to get there. Just have to be patient, because if you look at the blue here, it's $20,000 in profit. It was $37,000 just an hour or so ago. So the price is moving back and forth as it does in Forex. As far as the free signal goes, I know this looks a little wild and overwhelming. It's just math. You can enter a sell right now and use the take profit that is being shown, 0.84159, and you will have a profitable trade when this takes profit. I get that it looks odd. It's just the mathematical system catching up with itself. You absolutely need to have two things: total lot size and the proper updated take profit. That's how the system works. So a lot of people ended up getting a lot of trades all at once, pretty much at the same price. And in fact, that's a better case scenario than if you were just normally taking the trade. You got in at what is called the absolute best price. So that's why I let it go. I was like, well, everybody's going to get this trade. They're going to get the trade. You're going to get the trade at the bid ratio that you were bidding. So it doesn't affect your account any more than it would. And in fact, it's a better scenario because you're getting a better price on all of these trades. I mean, obviously, look at this. Look at this. Every one of these are blue. Now, not every one of the NZD CAD trades in the system are blue. They're not. Really, only the first few are out of the 28, 29 that we're in right now. But you know, unless you're a degenerate gambler trading the entire system, and I know a few of you people are, you know it's on you. You know that system is highly volatile in the sense that this can happen. Now, this is a good thing, right? But you can get a trade that goes in deep. We are 28, 29 deep on NZD CAD, and it's been holding there for a while. I don't control the market, but you probably shouldn't be in that trade other than manually noticing that that there's an NZD CAD sell and that you could get in. Get in later in the game. You don't know when later in the game is. Let it push. You can get in later in the game. You can get in as it moves closer to TP or take profit. So, yes, Denise, I had said that I had placed, before I released all of these trades from the bottleneck, I had placed some CAD Chief, AUD, NZD, some other trades manually, so the math was going to work out. So what you're going to get is just more profit. Now, I hope people weren't overbidding, right? Because they would have had these trades anyway. They would have had the total lot size anyway. In the CAD Chief case, because there were a lot of trades, I did add a decent amount of lot size. So the likelihood of those trades being profitable for you, if assuming CAD Chief is profitable, this is a weird anomaly. This will not happen again. What happened was the software that I was using went absolutely blank. There was no more. It has 100 settings in it. I opened up the software, all settings are gone. You know, it's just a software issue. But as soon as I rebooted it, I knew what was going to happen. I contemplated it, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. So there probably is a little bit more lot size on CAD Chief than was sent out from the system, but it should be profitable. I mean, listen, if you're trading at any time and your margin level percent gets down to a couple 100%, you're probably in trouble. You know, you gotta stop the overbidding process. But at that point, you can just trim some trades, and the system is obviously back on track now, which we'll take a look at. It's just, it was so interesting is that no one ever says a word. Like, I'm like, this thing's just smoking along. People are just fat, dumb, and happy. And when something like this happens, I got like hundreds of messages with detailed, I mean, deeply detailed questions. Like, I'll give you an example. And it's interesting because we know, right, that you don't really, like, this is an automated system. You just kind of have to go with what the system's doing, right? There was a GBP USD, which was the only trade as a bottleneck trade in the system that opened, and then the system bottlenecked, and it closed in the system, but it didn't get a close signal. It certainly didn't hit take profit on your end. So what would have happened was, if I turned the system on and GBP USD was closed, it would have closed it on your end. So I just closed it, tiny little loss. Someone said, why didn't you trade it back into profit? The system had already closed it. Like, there's, I would, to manually try to trade that thing into profit well after the system already closed it, I'd have been chasing the price. And you're better off taking a tiny little loss. It was one trade, one tiny little loss. So yeah, this particular anomaly can never happen again. I put a protection in place. Can't happen again. So it's the only time it's ever happened in 3 years. Never seen it do that ever. Didn't expect it. It's on my weekly checklist now. When I reset the server, just glance at it and make sure that particular software. But, anomalies, software, none of it's perfect. But certainly we'll call it 99.99% uptime. So you could jump into this NZD CAD sell and do pretty good. Let's go to the pause here, and what we will look at next. I've switched some things around in terms of how we look at accounts. So that's great that I'm coughing in your ear, right? Let's look at. I'm trying to think. Let's look at the 10 pip hybrid. So give me a second. Here it is. So the 10 pip hybrid's going to look a little bit odd right now, but mathematically I have verified that everything is stable. So we did have, and this kind of answers the question, I'll bring this up. We did have a GBP USD that reopened and closed. Okay, so there you go. That covers the loss of the GBP USD that I had to force closed. And someone had said, why did you not manage the previous GBP USD into profit? Because, hey, another GBP USD opened up right after that. Well, that's how the system works, right? But the two trades were not related at all. And you would have been stuck with a GBP USD trade in drawdown in perpetuity. Just, it wouldn't have closed out. So I got out at a tiny little loss, but this covers it. So there haven't been any other closures as far as the 10 pip hybrid, and the market is sideways right now. It has pushed on all of these pairs, and in fact, they're looking good. We can, if you want, we can go ahead and just kind of take a look at what is happening here. Somebody said that lot sizes were higher and then lot sizes were lower. It's just math. It's just math. It's going to look odd. So we have these AUD NZDs, CAD Chief. I hadn't realized that CAD Chief had gone that deep, really wasn't looking at it, but that is part of the group that we're trading in. And you can see it basically entered at all the same price. Now what's interesting is that none of those are profitable, but they were at that particular time. And frankly, if you look at this here, the price is just going sideways. We're in a range. Let me get my marker here. We're in a range of price, and we're looking for it to bust out and go up to the take profit, and it will. So just be patient. End of the week, volume is tearing down. We're going to have to hold it for a little while. So, and then yes, Euro JPY, and the final Euro JPY is in profit right now. So I know it looks odd, but margin level percent is key in any of these accounts, and everything will catch up for itself. Everything is good. All the mathematics, I've double checked everything. Everything's looking great. So I know it looks a little odd. You'll never see this again. Random anomaly. I wish I was perfect. I wish the world was perfect. I wish software was perfect. I wish computers were perfect. Nothing's perfect. But just a random little anomaly that I've never seen in my life before, and we won't see it again. Something else could happen, but pretty unlikely. Come back to the pause. That's the 10 pip hybrid. And I'm going to look at the next account. I did separate out the 10 pip hybrid from the high profit feed. So let's look at that now. I know there was some trades open in it, and there is. I'll share this with you. So right now, here's a bonus. We have a gold buy trade, which is a little bit into profit. And if we go to history, we had a US 30. You'll notice it's 0.01. This is the actual feed itself. So this is what gets sent out to you, and then you bid more if you want to. But this actually hit take profit, the final take profit. You might call it take profit 3, but it's the only take profit. This hit full take profit, so $122.81 on a 10-cent trade. Pretty impressive. Question is, what did you bid? So it's looking pretty good. Now, I don't know if we're up or down for the week. I'm going to go ahead and click the weekly button. We're basically at break even for the week on the high profit feed, and for the month, basically break even. That's because the market, for some reason, these trades go into the trade. They push up to an initial, they push up into profit. Stop loss gets set to break even. They back out to that stop loss. So it's kind of like all of these trades are just going break even. What you have to do in this particular market is probably, like, for example, if this was my live account, although this is the trade that goes out to everybody, if this was my live account, I'd probably look at this and go, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take profit, right? Because we're in profit now. And I could look, let's see if the stop loss has been moved. I don't know if it has. Let's see, so that is a buy. The stop loss has not been moved yet. Currently what I'm doing is I'm moving the stop loss to break even. Excuse me, there I go again. I'm moving the stop loss to break even at 70% profit. I can't even breathe this morning. But still doing live videos. My sickness will live in infamy on the internet. All right, so that is the high profit. The thing to look at next is I want to show you the gold scalper because I'm pretty impressed so far. Had to do some tweaks, but that's the whole point behind this thing. So gold scalper, currently nothing open in the gold scalper account because it's doing what I told it to do. I told it to make a roughly $150 profit and shut off for the day. So here we are. It has traded and made $159.37 for the day. Now, interestingly enough, this is a $10,000 account, and it was a drawdown last night at about $800. And I was like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'll tell you what, it just kept trading until it got to $159.37 profit, and it's doing that day in and day out. It has some decent drawdown, but I'm also bidding a base 0.10 lot size just to push the daylights out of this thing, and also to give it enough lots to not make the $150 requirement per day do so many trades. What do we have? 3, 4, 5 trades, right? Actually, it did a basket of 4, and then it did a final one to reach just over $150 a day profit. So I'm pretty impressed with this. If this continues, this is something that I will make available. And what would you do with this? I mean, you can do whatever you want with this feed. This could be a dedicated account. I think you'd have to be careful on changing the bid that the system is sending. We'll see. I'll do some more thinking about it, but this is you'd probably have to have this on at least a $5,000 to $7,000 account. If you're going to pull it, if you're going to have a smaller account, you really have to pull your bid back, and I'm pretty sure that it will scale. So that's one thing that I'm kind of working on. But this should be scalable, should be usable. And, like if you had a $10,000 account, let's do some math here. So $10,000 account, what I say, $150 a day, 20 days a month. That's a 30% return on investment on a $10,000 account. That's pretty good, making the assumption. And I've set it to not take a loss. It's going to bid in either blow the account or make the $150. So, it's risky. It's all risky. When you were born, it was risky. It was really risky. Risky for your mom, risky for you. It's all risky. Let's go look at the overall system real quick. And this will kind of give us a sense of where everything is at. So here we go. I'll show you the results. Sorry, I just cannot control that. $1,734.19 closed overnight. The system is catching up. That's really nice. Really nice overall system. You probably shouldn't be trading the overall system unless you're absolutely massively advanced and you're willing to take the risk. For the week, $10,749.98, and for the month, $51,217.25. So everything is smoking back along. Shit happens. Anomalies happen. I handled it. It is the oddest, weirdest one that I've ever come across, and it will not happen again. So, fool me once, right? Can't get me twice, whatever the hell the saying is. So, the other thing, I believe I answered all of the questions. Let me pull something up here, because I said I was going to answer somebody's questions. Stand by, and let me make sure that this works. Okay, yeah. So you can't see this, but I'm looking at somebody's questions. Let me make sure let me make sure. Someone said, as I had some manual trades open. Well, there you go. Right there, right? Quit doing manual trading on my automated accounts. Quit. Like, just quit. Especially if you don't know what you're doing. And in fact, this person who's asking doesn't know what they're doing. So they said, as I had some manual trades open, when the unexpected trades were suddenly added, my margin percent dropped quite a bit. No shit, Dick Tracy. You have to be ready for you got to let my system do its thing. If you're over there doing manual trades on top, and you're already pushing your automated account, like, it's like, I don't know how to stress this enough. You almost deserve to take some losses, because unfortunately, that is the only way anyone learns. You'll do yourself some learning when you've taken some losses because you were adding manual trades and so on and so forth. Listen, it's your account, it's your money. I don't even do manual trades. Why? I have a fully automated system that does extremely well. I don't take any manual trades. I literally don't. I don't remember the last manual trade I took. Why? Why do you? Why would you? Why do you? Because you're a degenerate gambler. It's okay. But, don't come to me and say, well, suddenly my margin percent dropped. Again, no shit, Dick Tracy. You can go look up Dick Tracy. It's an old detective show, right? No shit. So the more you, there's an interesting video. I probably should share it in the group. The more you fuck around, the more you find out. Fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. That's all I'm saying. So you probably shouldn't do that. Let the automated system do what it's going to do. Yes, we had an anomaly. Yes, it's going to be massively profitable. Unless, of course, you were doing manual manipulations that you shouldn't have been doing. Because, here's the thing that I don't understand I don't understand why people don't understand this. You don't know what the AI system is about to send you. You don't know the future of the market. You don't know where any of these trades are going. You don't know. I don't know. So why are you slathering on and adding on manual manipulations on top of, unless I'm telling you to do it? Yesterday was kind of a unique situation. But if you just let my system, because I got this thing down pat, if you just let my system trade, you let it use your money, you'll have high profit times and lower profit times. This was the best. I seen a message yesterday. Let me think of who sent this to me. I'm actually going to pull this up. Mind-boggling that someone said this. Let me see if I can find it. I can probably... Here you go. This one. The way of thinking, and this was a private message. You probably should be in the live chat, right? Someone said, is it normal that last week the profit was $205 and this week it went down to $186? What? What, is it normal that last week you made 205? Are you saying you made 186, or that your 205 went down to 186? Your 205 probably went down to 186 because I forced the loss on that GBP USD. But I'm like, what do you mean is it normal? Again, the perception, this is just someone that doesn't understand. If you don't understand, please be in the live chat area asking questions. Come on, guys. This is math. It's complicated. It's complicated for most people, right? I have the answer to everything. However, to imply, because there's an implication here, as always, to imply that I control the market, to imply that my artificial intelligence algorithm makes exactly $200 every week, and it just does it every week, even if the market's down, it pulls out $200 out of its ass. It's not going to do that. It's going to fluctuate. The market's up, the market's down, the market's sideways, the volume's up, the volume's down, the volume's crazy, the volume's low. Currency pairs trend 1,000 points that have never done that before. I don't control the market. But it seems as if there I go again. It seems as if, from my standpoint, that people literally don't know anything that's going on, so they just randomly guess at some things and throw some things out there without really kind of conceptually thinking it through. Come into the group, ask the questions, dig in deep. I'd love to see them. I mean, I might call you a little bit crazy. I said to this person, I said, that's a pretty crazy question, right? But none of this is more complicated than you make it, really. So anyway, there's my rant for the week. Happy Thursday. Tomorrow's the end of the week. As soon as I get out of this hacking, nasally voice that I have, then the ultimate informational video that is going to change a lot of lives will be released. I know I've been teasing it for a while. Didn't know I was going to get deathly sick for 8 days. So here we are, day 8. That's it. Get in the group, ask the questions. There's no dumb questions, but sometimes I have to think about, the reasoning of some of these things. Like, I made 205 last week. Why have I only made 185 this week? The market changed a little bit. Like, that's pretty damn good, especially on that person's account. They have a very small account. Very small account. Of course, they're overbidding. Of course, they're overtrading. That's what they want to do. And you'll make great, great money until you don't, if you are a degenerate gambler like that. So anyway, that's it. I'll see you guys in the group, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for joining us on the Forex Trading Daily Live Show. Get access to all of the free trades with full auto trading at fxwithterry.com. Be sure to subscribe and get notified of the daily live stream. And get ready for your next profitable Forex trade.